Hey there, I'm Thomas Chapman. I'm a landscape architect and I've been working as one for the last 10 years. I've also been developing some open source tools for the industry for the last 5 years. I'm here today to pitch my company LandArc Tools as well as the application it's developing called PHYTOFILES. The company's vision is we want to provide a way for designers to become cybernetic. Landscape architecture and urban design holds a pivotal role in the resilience of our cities, and so it is our mission to provide them with the tools they need to design urban environments to protect and nurture humanity. Our mission is we believe in building the coolest tools in the industry. We're tired of using software that looks like Excel. We're here to build software for landscape architects by landscape architects. The problem I'm trying to solve with PHYTOFILES is a problem of trust. Every studio I've worked at for the last 10 years has all had the same problem in varying degrees. Within landscape architecture, very few people have a lot of plant knowledge and who are confident enough in that plant knowledge to specify plants for their planting design. So there's an innate high perceived risk in using untested plants, especially for people who are not all about planting design. What normally happens in these studios is that this person who is very into planting design authors an Excel sheet or a database of planting information and their uses, if they're lucky. And what happens then is eventually they move on to the next studio. There's about, an average of 2 or 3 years turnover rate between studios. What happens is that employee eventually moves on and this data loses its social proof. It loses that trust that person, that colleague had, and their knowledge and authority in using those plants in certain situations for design. So this data ends up languishing in the studios. The trust that was once put into it because it was backed by that colleague with that information, it starts to no longer get used. What typically happens is that because there's lack of trust in this data, what landscape architects will do, and it's also due to a lack of time, is they'll copy the previous project's planting schedule into this new project's planting schedule. What this causes is a real stagnation of innovation in planting design within landscape architecture, and a real stagnation of the cross-pollination between studios on planting design. So what this means is that there's really 3 problems that I'm trying to solve with PHYTOFILES. The first is that there's a high perceived risk in untested plants. There's a knowledge silos between studios, which means there's limited innovation in the industry. And the lack of time on projects means that making new schedules takes time that designers just don't have. So the inclination to copy and paste their previous work onto the new work is very high. So the solution I'm building for the industry is called PHYTOFILES. It's a social democratic plant database. Its goal is, instead of landscape architects and designers creating yet another Excel sheet that will languish on their servers and undoubtedly not be used into the future, is that they take that time to upload their plant knowledge onto PHYTOFILES, which exists outside the knowledge silos of any one studio. So what this means is that individuals are now able to contribute to our collective wisdom in the industry, and this will make all of us a better landscape architect and result in better planting designs for the public. The fund will be used for paying the hosting and services that I currently use to run the alpha of PHYTOFILES until I get to a point in the future where I'm able to implement a subscription service. So wrapping up, PHYTOFILES enables professionals to freely contribute to the profession's collective knowledge, and that will ultimately have a measurable impact on the quality of our urban environments in biodiversity and resilience through enabling true collaborative innovation within the profession.